What was supposed to be a celebration to remember, the Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl parade turned into an experience that so many people will never forget, and all for the wrong reasons. Fox 43's Ryan Yee spoke to a York County Chiefs fan who found himself in the middle of last week's parade shooting.
If we didn't stop to take those pictures, it could have been life-changing.
This picture may have prevented a much worse situation for a Dallastown, Kansas City Chiefs fan who found himself in the middle of a mass shooting during last week's Super Bowl parade.
That's the part that really bothered me for a little bit, because I knew if I didn't take that picture, or if certain things that happened the way they didn't happen, I could have been right in the middle of it.
Tim Gray has been a Kansas City Chiefs fan for more than 20 years. For a second year in a row, he and a friend made the more than 15-hour drive to Kansas City for the Super Bowl celebration. But unlike 2023, this time Tim found himself in a situation he never imagined.
There were murmurs through the crowd. I heard the word shooting, but I didn't think, because I never really thought I'd ever be in a situation like that.
The shooting that killed one and injured more than 24 others happened less than 200 feet away from where Gray took the picture with his friends. But it wasn't until he saw the large police response that he realized something serious happened.
As I'm walking out, through the shroud of FBI agents and police that, were everywhere, more and more ambulances just kept coming. It was 5, 6 ambulances, and each new thing that I saw made it sink in that, this was something serious.
Hours later, the magnitude of what happened really sank in.
For maybe a few hours, I didn't know how close we really were, if it hadn't been for stopping and talking, taking the pictures and whatever. But once I did figure out how close we were, it hit me hard.
While his family here at home, including Tim's mom, was left wondering.
She only heard the wind, the sirens, and the word shooting. And then our call cut out. And so she went into full panic mode.
And when Tim returned, they could not have been more grateful to have him home safe.
A lot of people, especially family, were like, I got some big hugs when I came home.
A situation that upon reflection has left Gray wondering what could have been.
When we finally took a step back and realized everything, it was not harrowing, but it brought me down to earth a little bit. It made me not realize that sometimes you take things for granted.
He hopes it's something that other people will never have to experience, but if they do, find themselves the help that they need.
That's the main reason I wanted to do this, spread awareness that people do go through things and they need help. I want people to get the help that they need and not to be afraid to ask for it. If I can help one person, that makes it all worth it, because that person could be me someday.
Ryan Yee, Fox 43 News.